Good morning. Today I will tell you something about the supranuclear control of the eye movements. What do you mean by that? We have got frontal lobe, occipital, parietal areas and all, which can give instructions to the centers to move the eyes in unison towards right side, left side, upwards, downwards, like that. That is called supranuclear control. See now, I'll tell you. But whenever you talk about supranuclear pathway, don't be afraid. It's not difficult. It's like just like a mathematics. Anybody can understand. Anybody can understand. You tell you if you know, if you understood the anatomy, it's not difficult, and you can even tell all the pathology. The pathology is going to occur in the. You can interpret all the problems in the patient. Now, I'll tell you. Cerebral structures means what? Cerebral structures. We have got frontal eye field area 8. That's called frontal lobe. Just not for us, is enough for us to know frontal lobe. Then one more thing is that what? Occipital, parietal, temporal. This area. This is the junction or something like that. That means this area also a must for our movements, whether it is horizontal or vertical movements. That means what? These structures, the cerebral cortex or the areas, we have got frontal lobe and all these things. They give instructions to the eye to move horizontally as well as vertically. But when I move, suppose for example, I'll tell you, when I move my eye towards right side, even not that right side, right eye has to abduct, lateral dectus has to work, whereas the left eye has to adduct. That means what? The middle dectus, the left eye has to work. Or do you follow? Now what's happening now? The right lateral dectus is supplied by sixth nerve, the nucleus of which is in the pons, whereas the left middle dectus is supplied by third nerve, the nucleus of which is in the midbrain. See now the beauty. That means there should be some coordination. There should be some coordination in the brainstem level itself. What is brainstem? Pons, midbrain, not called as midbrain. Sorry, it's called brainstem. So naturally, whenever you have instruction coming from top, come to my brainstem area. These are the centers. They determine how the eye is to move, whether to right or left or something like that, depending upon the areas involved, areas getting the instructions from the top. Now I'll tell you. What is anatomy now? If I want to move my eyes towards right side, I told you, right eye abduction, left eye adduction. That means it has to move. But before that, who is giving instructions? I'll tell you who is giving instructions. I'll tell you here. I already told you the instruction coming from top. Instruction is coming from top. I told you. Now what's happening now? Imagine this is what? Imagine what? I'll tell you. This is what I separate now here, and you can see now here. Like this, I just draw. This is called pons. This is called midbrain. Just know this. Okay. Now, pons has got the sixth nerve nucleus. Midbrain has got the third nerve nucleus, right and left. This is called, imagine is right side. This is left side. Now, what's happening now? The instructions are coming from top. I told you, cerebral cortex, frontal lobe, or the occipital parietal area. Now we have got in the pons for horizontal movement. One thing is called PPRF. Is called PPRF. That is in pons level. Right PPRF, right side. Left PPRF. That means what? When this PPRF is stimulated, imagine now, when the right PPRF, paramedian pontine reticular formation, is stimulated, right side is stimulated, the eyes will go towards right side. That means what do you mean by that? Right eye is abducting, lateral dectus working, whereas the left eye is middle dectus working, adduction. That means what? The cerebral cortex, the impulse coming to my PPRF area. Not the point. In PPRF area, it's going to be getting instructions. From PPRF, it can go to my sixth nerve nucleus, the same side. Suppose right PPRF is stimulated, right sixth nerve is stimulated. That means what? Right eye is lateral is going to work. Now, but the left lateral, middle dectus has to work, middle dectus to adduct. Now, how the impulse goes to my left side, from the sixth nerve nucleus to my third nucleus in the midbrain via medial longitudinal bundles called MLF. medial or MLB. Medial longitudinal bundle connects your sixth nerve nucleus and the other side third nerve nucleus, so that the communication can be transmitted, so that the eyes can go towards the right or the left, whatever, whichever PPR was stimulated. This is what the classical attack. You should know this area, anatomy. Similarly, when I want to move up and down, upwards, downwards, a center should be there. You know what's happening? Both eyes have to go unison, up and down. You know, elevators are what now? Elevator muscles are what? We have got superior rectus and inferior oblique. The depressors are what? I've got superior oblique and inferior rectus. You know, all these things are all these muscles are all supplied by only superior oblique supplied by fourth nerve, fourth cranial nerve, trochlear. Whereas other muscles are all supplied by third nerve. But you see now the beauty. All these third and fourth nuclei are all in the midbrain only. So that means what? Communication within the midbrain only. That means what? A center is getting impulse from top, maybe cerebral visual frontal field or the frontal lobe or the parieto-occipital area. The impulse coming from there. Now we have got going up and down, impulse coming to my midbrain, getting impulse, then it's sending instructions to my muscles, and the muscles are moving in unison. There is no change. This is what you are supposed to know. The questions are what now? Where is the horizontal gaze center is present? In pons. What do you mean by that? PPRF is the gaze center. Paramedial form is the gaze center. We have got two gaze centers, the right PPRF and left PPRF. When the right PPRF is stimulated, eyes will go towards right side. In the left PPRF stimulated, eyes will go towards left side. That's all you are supposed to know. Whereas the midbrain gaze center is there, when the midbrain gaze center is stimulated, both eyes are going up and down. Never forget this. There is no right midbrain center, left. We don't have right vertical gaze center, single only, which can control both eyes. It's not right, like right PPRF, left PPRF, I told you. But here is only one center. The vertical gaze center is not divided. Single center is there, which can control both eye movements up and down. That's all you're supposed to in this area. Now I'll tell you. When you talk about the movements, there are two types of movements. One, the eyes are moving very fast. Suppose one object is my left side extreme. I want to fix proper. If I want to go and fix it, I will move my eyes very fast. That is called saccades. Saccadic means a fast movement. Then what is slow? Suppose one person is there. I'm fixing that person. I fixed. He has come to my retina. The macula fovea. I have fixed him. Now that person is moving. I want to follow him so that the person continues to remain in my retina properly, so that I can fix him always. When the person is moving, I am following that person. It is called pursuit. It's called pursuit moment. Called pursuit moment. Never forget this. Pursuit means what? You are following a person. One more thing is what? I want to converge. That is coming towards, my eyes are coming towards the nose side, towards the nose, or away. It's called convergence and divergence. All these things are useful for when you accommodate, when you want to read a book and all, I have to converge only. But that is what? It's a slow movement. And you know why? Everyone knows that. You might have studied in UG level itself, undergraduate level itself. When you inject a cold water into the air, when you inject a warm water into the air, some changes are taking place in the eye. You know that? Cold water, opposite. What do you mean by that? There's a fast movement. I will tell you, always you tell the direction in terms of fast pace. Suppose cold water, cows, you know, cows, clue, cows. What is cows now? Cold water opposite, warm water same. What do you mean by that? Cold water was injected, the eyes will go fast towards the other side, opposite side. That's called CO, cows. Cold water opposite. Warm water when inject, the fast pace, it towards the same side. That's called cows we tell. I'll tell you all these things, why it's happening later on. But just know this. This is called vestibular movements. One more thing, vestibular movement is there. You know, we got doll's eye movement. When you move the head, you know, like right and left, you can see the movements of the eyes. Always remember, when I can see them, when you move the head, you know, right and left, doll's eye movement, you can see the movements. That means if the movements are problem, you know that. That means what the brainstem problem is there. You know that some connection problem is there. That's why the patient is a serious condition in a patient in a comatose stage. That's why they test the head, doll's eye movement to find out the integrity of the brainstem center with a peripheral center called vestibular apparatus area. This is what they do that. That's called doll's eye movement to find out the integrity of your brainstem areas. Now, what is saccades? I told you what is saccades, a fast movement. That means what is programmed in such a way to move the eyes to some specific distance from one point to another point. It's a very fast movement. It's a very fast movement. I can move and fast and stop it there. That is called the fast movement. Why? But the important points about fast movement, you know the important points. You know what the term called ballistic? What is ballistic means? The fast movement, once you initiate, you cannot stop it in between. It has to go, stop only after fixing the desired object or the concerned object. The eye will move fast, come and fix the object of interest, then only stop. In between, I cannot stop it because it's called ballistic. Nobody can do that. Please remember this. Ballistic means it cannot stop it in between. Whereas slow is very easy to stop, man. When I move slow, I can easily stop. That's what pursuit movements. That means what is the purpose of pursuit movement? When I fix an object, the object is moving. Object is moving. I want to see the object continuously. The object should be in my fovea. You know what is fovea? It's called macula. Central part is called a fovea. That means I am fixing you with my fovea only. The most important point of macula. That fovea, the object should be in that fovea always. Then only you can do what is called a pursuit movement. These are the important points you are supposed to know as far as the movements are concerned. I already told you for the fast movement, all these things, you know, now I'll tell you. The fast movement is there. I told you, eyes have to go fast. Who is giving instructions? Hey, go right fast, left fast. Who is giving instruction? Never forget your frontal lobe area, area 8. The frontal lobe area 8 is responsible for your movements of the fast. Fast movement, the instructions are coming from your frontal lobe area. This point never forget. It's a very classical question. Again, I'll tell you, you can understand. For smooth movement, I want to pursue you. I want to go slow. I want to move my eyes very slowly. That is concerned by your parieto occipital temporal area. That's this area. There's a backside here, no? The parietal, all these things area. This area is important for your. This is called parietal. Actually, parieto occipital is enough if you know this. This pursuit movement pathway, the pursuit movement pathway is coming from occipital lobe only mainly. It has to pass via parietal lobe. That's all. That means when I want to move to my right side, the right PPRF has to be stimulated. Right PPRF, the instruction coming from where? Your parieto occipital area. That fellow is telling, hey, go, right, left, horizontal case and finished. But slowly, not fast. The fast movement, what? Who is telling now? Hey, frontal lobe is telling, hey, go right, left, fast. This is what you're supposed to know here. This is called the classical thing you're supposed to hear. Now, I tell you the pathways. How the pathways are coming from frontal lobe, then the parieto-occipital area, from the vestibular apparatus. These are the 3 pathways you are supposed to know even for understanding what's happening in the patient. Now I'll tell you pathways for horizontal. I'm not telling about the vertical movements. I am telling you about the horizontal movements. But for saccadic movements, for the fast. What's the fast movement? I told you what? Fast movement, I told you. Fast movement, I told you what now? Fast movement controlled by instructions are coming from your frontal lobe, I told you. Instructions are coming from frontal lobe. Imagine it's a case of left side frontal lobe. Imagine it's the left side frontal lobe. Imagine the right side frontal lobe. Just know this. This is all I've written the side and all, left and right side. Now imagine now, the left side frontal lobe is giving instructions. Hey, move the eyes fast. Move the eyes fast. That's saccadic movement. Move the eyes very fast. Now, what's happening now? You see now what's happening now. Instructions have come from your, you can see the following star. The instruction coming from left side, crossing in midbrain. You see now, it comes to my right PPRF. And then it's going via middle longitudinal third. You see now the eyes are going towards right side. That means what? The left frontal lobe sends impulses for the fast movement, which is crossed in the midbrain, come to opposite side, that's called right side. Then it enters your right pons, where the paramedian pondential formation, right? The gaze center is there, stimulated. When it is stimulated, see the right PPRF stimulate means what? The eyes have to go towards right side. That means what? From right PPRF, the impulse go to my 6th nerve. See the impulse go to my 6th nerve. From 6th nerve, you see the impulse go to my left 3rd nerve. Can you see this? These called medial longitudinal bundle. That means sixth nerve is stimulated. The same time, third nerve is also stimulated. That means what? This eye is going to adduct and this eye is going to abduct. This eye is going to abduct. See, now I'll show you again the picture. You can easily understand again. See, now here, the left side is giving impulse, is crossing in midbrain, come to my right PPRF, and sixth nerve is stimulated, then third nerve is stimulated. You see, now eyes are going towards right side. But it was fast. If you see that the eyes are moved very fast towards the right side, what is your inference now? Your answer is, sir, frontal lobe controls the fast movement towards opposite side. When it is stimulated, the eyes will go fast towards the, or saccadic movements are there, towards the opposite side. Just never forget, never forget. This is called fast movement controlled by frontal lobe. Frontal lobe, when it's irritated, the eyes will move towards opposite side. This is the picture you are supposed to know. Next, I'll tell you here. Guided pursuit. Some object is there. I'm fixing that fellow. That fellow is moving. I have to move my eyes also in the direction, whether it's right or left. Now I told you the instruction coming from where? I told you it is occipital parietal area. This instruction coming from occipital parietal area. But here the beauty is what? Suppose my right parietal occipital, I told here. Suppose I'll show here. This is, imagine now, this is what right side, imagine right side. This is my midbrain. This is my pons. PPRF is here. Here also PPRF is here. Sixth nerve is here. Sixth nerve is here. And third nerve is here. Third nerve is here. Can you see this? It's a midbrain area. That means what? The right, never forget this, right parieto-occipital area. The right side parieto-occipital area, when you stimulate, irritate, or giving instructions. These occipital lobe instructions are coming, passing by our parietal lobe, enters my right PPRF itself. Same thing. Right occipital area controls your right. Impulse coming from right parieto-occipital area, coming to my right PPRF. The right PPRF is stimulated. You know that right PPRF stimulated. The impulse go to my right sixth nerve and towards left sixth third nerve. That way a mid-long stem bundle. That means what? Eyes have to go towards the right side. That means what do you mean by that? The parieto or occipito-parietal area controls the same side PPRF. Only frontal lobe is crossed. Never get confused. The frontal lobe controls opposite. The movements, that is fast movement. Whereas the parieto-occipital area controls the same side movements, slow movement called pursuit. Right occipital-parietal area, when stimulated, impulse goes to my right side only, pons, pyramid and pontifical formation, the gaze center, and then the sixth nerve is stimulated. Eyes are going toward right side, that's all. Same with the left also, it's the same thing only. The parieto-occipital area controls the same side movement, that's all you're supposed to. That is what parieto-occipital, what? Pursuit movement only, not fast. Fast movement, what? Your frontal lobe. Frontal lobe controls what? Opposite side PPRF. The parieto-occipital area, what? Controls same side PPRF. That's the movement towards same side. This point, if understood, is enough. Now you see now here, the right PPRF is in occipital area. Right PPRF coming now. Again, see now here. I'll show again. See now. Right side parieto-occipital area, right pons, sixth nerve is stimulated. Impulse go to my medial long bundle. Third nerve goes. You see the eyes are going slowly towards right side. That means right parieto-occipital area controls same side movement. That is pursuit. It's a slow movement. If you know this, is enough. But most important point, if you understood enough here, the right parieto-occipital area is there. Occipital area is there. You know one thing. Occipital area, if you take occipital area, you got, I'll draw and show you. Just for, it's not a it's a diagrammatic. See now here, my area 17 is here. That's called visual cortex. That means whenever I see something, it has to go to my visual 17 area only. But now we have got parastriate 18, peristriate 19 areas are there. Never forget this. See, I'm looking at you. You are falling on my area 17 occipital lobe, visual cortex. Now, suppose I want to follow a person. I've seen the person, okay. I want to follow a person, means impulse start from occipital lobe. From where the impulse starting? Your answer is from para and peristriate area, the impulse starting. The instructions are coming from a move to right, left, and all. Instructions coming from your 18 and 19 para and peristeid areas, and that fellow is passing via parietal lobe and come to my PPRF in the pons. This is called occipito-mesencephalic tract. Occipito-mesencephalic tract, which is passing via parietal lobe. It has to pass via parietal lobe. No other excuse, nothing. It has to go via parietal lobe only. That means what? The pursuit movement, the following movement, it has to start from area 18 and 19. That's called para and peristeid areas in the visual occipital lobe, passing via parietal lobe and come to my right side or left side pons. Depends upon which side the parietal occipital. That's all. That means eyes have to go to the same side. Same side, they have to move. If you know this, is enough. But never forget the slow movements, a slow movement. For the vertical movements, also we got saccades, fast movement is there and pursuit movement. But the same area, what? When you have a frontal lobe is there, it need not be right and left. Similarly, parietal occipital lobe, it need not be right and left. Both occipital lobes, both sides have to be are sending instructions. Similarly, frontal lobe, both sides frontal lobe are sending instructions to my midbrain to move the eyes in unison to right and up and down. This is what never forget. We have got no side. Both sides are working for the up and down movements, vertical movements. Both front lobes are working. Both side front lobes are working for my saccadic movement, fast movement. Both side occipital parietal area working for my pursuit movement. If you know this enough. See now here, both sides. And it's coming to my midbrain. See now what is the gaze center? And you see the eyes are moving up and down. This is what's happening now. Both sides, right and left frontal lobe is stimulated. I can get the midbrain vertical gaze center stimulated. Eyes can go rapidly up and down. If it is what parietal occipital area, the eyes can go slowly up and down. That's all. But the difference is what now? Both sides to be stimulated simultaneously. They have to send instructions properly. Then only the eyes can move in unison. Hey, so far what I have told now, never forget the frontal lobe controls saccades. Parietal occipital area controls your pursuit, slow movement following a person. You got a horizontal gaze center is there in the pons. That is called PPRF, pyramidal ponticular formation. Right PPRF stimulated, eyes will go towards right side. Left PPRF stimulated, eyes will go towards left side. When the vertical gaze center is stimulated, both, that's in midbrain, both eyes are going up and down. That's all. Never forget these points. Now, one more vestibular. What is vestibular apparatus? I told you. You have got vestibular apparatus. You might have studied about cold water, warm water, all these things. What the beauty here is, the beauty is what? I'll tell you. Suppose this is what I tell you. Midbrain, something, pons, medulla like this. Now you have this right side, this left side. This right side is left side. My right vestibular apparatus is there. You know that vestibular apparatus. It has to go to where? Vestibular nuclei. We got middle nucleus, superior nucleus, so many nuclei there, the vestibular apparatus. Not apparatus, in the center. That is in the midbrain stem. That means the vestibular apparatus peripheral area, when it is stimulated, what happens now? It goes via my vestibular nerve. It goes via my vestibular nerve. It has to come to my vestibular nuclei. Vestibular nuclei, which may also be extending from pons to medulla. That means what? Imagine now it comes to my vestibular nuclei right side. Suppose right vestibular nuclei, vestibular apparatus stimulated, the impulse comes to my vestibular nuclei in the right side. Never forget this point. It comes to my right side vestibular apparatus. From the right vestibular apparatus comes to vestibular nuclei in the right side. Now what happens afterwards? Now the eyes have to go move right and left. What happened now? This vestibular nuclei, no, don't get apparatus. Right vestibular apparatus in impulse by nuclei. From the nuclei, impulse goes to my left side PPRF. Right means left. That means what? The vestibular nuclei, right side vestibular nuclei, sends impulse to my left PPRF, left side. That means what? When left PPRF stimulated, eyes are going towards left side. Understand now? That means what? Vestibular nucleus sends impulses to opposite side paramedian, that's gaze center. Never forget this. For example, my right side vestibular apparatus stimulated. Now right vestibular nuclei getting impulse. Impulse go to my left side gaze center. Eyes will go towards slowly towards. It's a slow movement. Slowly towards other side. That means what? Right vestibular apparatus stimulated. Eyes will go slowly towards opposite side. Never forget this. Or will follow. Now I'll tell you one important point. You would have heard about cold water, opposite warm water, and all these things. I already told you. You know one thing? I already told you. The nystagmus, the movements, nystagmus, everything what? Determined by your fast movement. I tell you the direction in terms of fast pace only. I tell you the direction of nystagmus in terms of fast pace. That means what? Basically. Now, when I tell you right vestibular apparatus is stimulated, right nucleus is stimulated, goes to my left side gaze center, eyes will go slowly towards left side. Imagine now. You understand now? It has to come back. It has to come back rapidly because he's losing fixation. Suppose I fix an object, man. I fix one object is there. Something is happening to my vestibular apparatus. Eyes are drifting away. I have to come back fast to again take a fixation. That is why it comes very fast to take up again fixations towards the same side. So right vestibular apparatus stimulated, right nuclei, opposite PPRF, eyes are going towards left side slowly. Now it's coming back to right side again, fast. Fast movement towards the same side. Now one more point. Suppose imagine now one case. Right vestibular apparatus inhibited. Imagine now inhibited. Inhibited. That means what? There is no stimulation in the right side. But now what's happening now? Only the left vestibular apparatus is working. It will move the eye slowly towards right side. That means left vestibular apparatus is working. It's moving the eyes towards right side slowly, and it is losing fixation. It has to come back to left side again. Or do you follow now this point? That means right vestibular apparatus stimulated, eyes will go towards left side slowly. Because it is losing fixation, it is coming back to right side again fast. It's a fast movement. Same way, when the right vestibular apparatus is inhibited, for example, a tumor is there, inhibited. What happens now? One is right is not working, right side is not working. The left side only working. Fellow is working means what? It sends impulse to vestibular nucleus. From that to opposite PPRF, the eyes will drift away towards right side. Suppose right side lesion means the eyes will be drifted towards right side slowly. Now it has to come back rapidly to the left side again, come back fast. That is called opposite. I'll tell you one example. When I inject cold water, when I inject a cold water in right ear, it is behaving like a tumor. Behaving like a tumor. Never forget this. That means what I told you. A tumor in the right side, that apparatus allows inhibited. Right means inhibited. The left vestibular apparatus is working. It is going to my vestibular nuclei, and then right PPR is coming to right side. The eyes are going towards right side. You understood this point? That means what? You understood this point? That means what? Right tumor is there. Cold water is there. Cold water you injected. That means the right apparatus is inhibited. The left apparatus is working. It is moving the eye slowly towards right side. So it's losing fixation, coming back rapidly to left side. That means what? Right take cold water, eyes are going towards left side rapidly. That's what I told you, cows. CO, cold water opposite. You told you cold water opposite. Why? Cold water opposite means what? The fast phase is towards opposite side. The fast phase is towards opposite side. Never forget this point. This is what I think you're supposed to know in this case. Cold water opposite. What happens in warm water? Warm water inject means you give warm water to the right side here. It is stimulated. It is stimulated. That means what? Right side vestibular stimulated, right nucleus going out. Then the left PPR of the eyes are going slowly towards left side. Slowly towards left side. And coming rapidly towards right side. Backwards. That is called same side. That is what warm water same. Cows. That's what you're told now. Cows. Cold water opposite, warm water same. Cold water behaves like inhibited lesions, like a tumor, whereas warm water behaves like irritating lesions. Maybe some inflammation, whatever thing is there. Some many years disease, you might have heard about irritations and all. Those areas, they are behaving like a cold and warm water. This is what the point you are supposed to know. Now, so far I will tell what now. Just know a few points. Frontal lobe controls fast movement towards opposite side. Occipital area controls slow movement, pursuit movement, the same side, PPRF. Whereas vestibular apparatus, when stimulated, eyes are going towards left side. Right means left side, opposite side. PPRF stimulated. Never forget this point. The classical, unless you understand this, it's very difficult to interpret the problems. Hope you understood something here. I'll show you here. Now you can understand. Now here I'll tell you, show you this point. When I'll tell again see now here. See now vestibular apparatus goes to my opposite PPRF, and the eyes are going. Can you see this? When the right side, the right side, imagine the right side, stimulated, impulse goes to my that nucleus and all. From that to opposite side, PPRF. Then from that to my sixth nerve, then third nerve. Can you see this? This is the way the eyes are moving. That means eyes are going slowly. This is what vestibular apparatus controls opposite side pursuit, slow movement. When stimulated, eyes will go slowly towards opposite side. That's all you were supposed to know here. That's what the reason for your cows. Now here fun, you know, for fun exam question will ask you, doctor, okay, doctor, we have got right ear cold water, left ear also cold water, simultaneously inject. What will happen to the eye? Will ask you. Right ear cold water, left ear also cold water injected simultaneously. Eyes will go where? Your answer is, you just remember a point called cup. You just remember a clue called cup instead of cows, you know. You just remember cup. Cup means cold water up nystagmus. That means eyes will go rapidly or fast towards upper side, upwards. Eyes will go far rapidly towards upwards. That is called cup. Remember this clue. Cold water in both ears simultaneously. It will move towards upward movements, rapid movement. It's a fast movement. I already told you, we always tell the nystagmus or the movements in terms of fast pace only. That's why the fast pace here towards the upside. Suppose the warm water is there. Next question was, suppose the warm water is injected both ears. What will happen? Your answer is downside. That's all. The eyes will go rapidly downwards. So that's called cup. Never forget about cup, the clue for cold water, both ears simultaneous. I told already cows. Cup, I told you now, cup. You understood that point? These are all the various types of supranuclear pathways. And I don't think it's problematic for you. Again, if you read, no, we can easily understand. It's not difficult. But one important point is what? Always remember, frontal lobe controls the fast movements. That when you stimulate the right frontal lobe, eyes will go towards the left side. When you stimulate the right palate-occipital area stimulated, eyes will go slowly towards a same side. When the stimulated the vestibular apparatus is the right side, eyes will go slowly towards opposite side. This is what the basic things. And the next class, I will tell you something about the various problems that can occur to these pathways, and hope you have understood something. Thank you very much for the